Good morning everyone. Welcome to another concept of exercise 7.2, that is perfect square trinomial. In our last class we have done how we identify the identities a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square. A plus b whole square give you a square plus 2ab plus b square, and a minus b whole square give you a square minus 2ab plus b square. Now in your previous part, first and second question of 7.2, you have, like, question is given in form of this, you directly apply the right side. But what happened if you have right side is given, you have to convert into left side. Now you have to move to the opposite. Today we will do the concept of whatever we have done identities, two identities already, a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square. In the last class we find the right hand side. Now we have given the right hand side, we convert into the left hand side, opposite to that. So how will you convert? So whatever your question is given to you, you first to convert in the form of if this is positive sign between the term is there, like here if it is positive sign, when the multiplication of two term is there, positive sign in between that, so both the square term have positive sign, but that term is not in the square form. If that is in the positive sign, you convert into a square plus 2ab plus b square form. If it is this term is in negative sign, you convert a square minus 2ab plus b square. So these two identity you have to follow, and other two term will be in the square form. Suppose I have a term x square plus 6x plus 9. So first I keep two separate from here, because this is a perfect square, this is a perfect square, this is not a perfect square. So that term is not a perfect square, you check positive sign between is that will accompany with that, and first you keep two separate from that, that is 2 into 3x plus 9. So now you make the first and last term square. If you write the square, that becomes x square and 9 is 3 square. So now it means that is your first term is x and second term is 9. You keep separate from that, like here x square plus 2 into x into 3 plus 3 square. You convert this form into a square plus 2ab plus b square. So if this form is equal to a plus b whole square, so you can directly pick a and b term, you can write x plus 3 whole square. But what happen if negative sign is here, like a square minus 12a plus 36. So that means very first thing you have to separate 2 from that. If you separate 2 from that, that gives you a square minus 2 into 6a plus 36. Okay, 36 is the 6 square, first term is a, first term multiplied by second term, because according to your formula, first term square minus 2 into first term into second term plus second term square. So that is your formula. First you convert into this form, that will give you a square minus 2ab plus b square. So that formula is equal to a minus b whole square. When you convert this formula into this form, so this also be converted into this form. In place of first term there is a and second term there is 6. So a minus 6 whole square is my required answer. But what happen if I have this formula? So some values is given to you, some is not given to you. You have to identify the value. Suppose I have given, we have to find the value of a square plus b square, but I have given a plus b and ab. I have this two values is given to you. So whatever given to me and what I have to find, first I will think about the formula, which identity I have to follow. I can easily find a square plus b square. So if here is a plus b, that means a plus b only come in my formula a plus b whole square. If I write the formula a plus b whole square plus a square plus b square plus 2ab, so I have to find this value. I make the circle of this one, which I have to find the value. No need to separate that one. A plus b value is given to me 8 and ab value is given me 12. 12 into 2, 24, 64 minus 24 give me 40. So that means my required answer of a square plus b square is equal to 40. So if this type of condition is there, you can judge that if there is a plus and multiplication of two terms is given, so that means that if you have to find the square of both the first and second term, so that means that connected with your formula a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Doesn't matter, you write the trinomial term in any order, because here we write a square plus 2ab plus b square. We can also write a square plus b square plus 2ab to substitute the value. Now what happened if I have given a minus b value and a square plus b square value, I have to find the a value. First I will think in which formula I got these two conditions. These two conditions only come in a minus b whole square formula, because this is written a minus b. Then a minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab. Now a minus b values give you 4 square, a square plus b square is 32 and minus 2ab. Minus 2ab shift to another side, 4 square 16. Transposing shift to another side, sign will be changed. Here sign also will be changed, that become positive. Now 2ab is equal to 32 minus 16, that gives me 16, and ab value is 16 divided by 2 gives me 8. So if I want to find the value of ab, so whatever given to me, I have to choose that formula and find the value. But sometimes condition is changed. I have this value like x square plus 1 by x square is equal to 194, that is given to me, but condition is given x is greater than 0. You have to find the value of first is x plus 1 by x and x minus 1 by x whole square. If it is x plus 1 by x and I have given this value, I have to apply this value in both the cases. Okay, so that means this square and this square, if both terms square is given to you, that means that is the formula of a plus b whole square. If I apply the formula a plus b whole square here, first term square, second term square plus 2 times product of the two terms, x will be cancelled, only 2 is left. Here x square plus 1 by x square. Already I have given the value x square plus 1 by x square, 194 plus 2 give me 196, and but I need only x plus 1 by x, not x plus 1 by x whole square. To remove this power, we take square root on both sides. If I take square root on both sides, this square root means this bracket term has exponential power in fraction form 1 by 2. When 2 multiply 1 by 2, 2 will be cancelled, or you can directly cancel with 2 with the square root. That is x plus 1 by x is left, and square root of 196 is when you go with prime factors, 2 into 2 into 7 into 7. So 2 into 7. So ultimately this is my 14. My answer is 14. That is the value of x plus 1 by x. So here now x minus 1 by x square, here you can directly apply the formula x first term square plus second term square minus 2 first term into second term. X will be cancelled, only 2 is left. X square plus 1 by x square, values given to me 194 minus 2 give me 192 is my required answer. But sometimes question comes like that, if you have given 2a minus 1 by 2 is equal to 6. That question is in statement given to you, but you have to find the value 4a square. If you look at this 4a square, that is the square of the first term in this, and 1 by 4a square, this is square of the second term. Okay, first and second term square is given to you, in between term is missing. And similarly in second case, if you look at 16a4 plus 1 by 16a4, if you look at this one, if in this condition, if this term square is 16a4 and 1 by 4a square, square is 1 by 16a4. So ultimately my question is that before finding this value, this equation, this value must be found. So what I will do, whatever given is the condition 2a minus 1 by 2a is equal to x. So first I will go with squaring both sides, because only in that is the condition only I can get both the term squares. So here 2a minus 1 by 2a whole square, I apply a minus b whole square formula, first term square, second term square minus 2 into product of the both the term. 2a will be cancelled, only 2 is left. 4a square plus 1 by 4a square. Right side also be square, 6 square is 36. Now 2 shift to another side, 38. Ultimately my answer is 4a square plus 1 by 4a square is equal to 38. That is from the first part. But if I'm going to find 16a4 plus 1 by 16a4, if I just look at the first part, if I go with this square of this and square of this, these two terms, like first term and second term, so I got 16a4 1 by 16a4. That means I have to continue from the answer of the first part, then go further with the squaring method. So here, because only in that condition I get the square of both the terms. So I got, what is the answer in the first term? 4a square plus 1 by 4a square is equal to 38. Now squaring both sides. So first term square, second term square plus 2 into first term into second term, and 38 square is 1444. So here 4a square will be cancelled. Here 16a4 plus 1 by 16a4 plus 2. So here 16a4 plus 1 by 16a4, I got it same value what I and your B part. So 2 shift to another side, that gives 1442. So that is my required answer. This way you can do. If this type of question is given, first you go, whatever equation is given to you, squaring both sides, you get the first part answer. But for the second part, before you check, is the square of the first part? Yes, is the square of both the terms of the first part. Then you continue from the first part, squaring both sides. Now, what happened if you have like this type of expression is given, 16x4 plus 25y square plus 40x square y. First, you have to convert into perfect square. Actually, in this question, you have to find the value of the expression this way, 16x4 plus 25y square plus 40x square 5. So what is in my question? I just have to find the value. I have x value is given, y value is given. I can directly substitute and calculate whatever you done before. But that calculation is very complicated. Sometimes there is a condition of that you can mistake your calculation. So to make our calculation easier, now we have identities. So here if I check this is a perfect square, this is a perfect square. So first two terms are perfect square and this is non-perfect square. First I will try, can I change into particular identity? If this is a positive sign, so can I make it a form of a plus b whole square form? If it is formed, so it will be easier for me to calculate. So first I will make two separate from that. So 16x4 written as 4x square whole square, because 4 square is 16 and x square is x raised to power 4. So 25y square will be written as 5y square, because these are the perfect square of these two terms. Now when you keep two separate from that, 2 into 20 x square y. But my condition is of a plus b whole square is first term square, second term square plus 2 times multiplication of these two terms. That means 4x square and 5a must be present with the company of 2. So if I make the factor of 20 in the form of 4 into 5, 4x square company with my first term and 5y condition as my second term. So now I compare with a square, b square plus 2ab. This is my a term, this is my b term. So if this formula is equal to a plus b whole square, so this can also be written as 4x square plus 5y whole square. Now my calculation will be easier. Now I reduce this trinomial into binomial, square of binomial. So now I have given x is equal to 5, y is equal to 2. I replace x value as 5 and y value as 2. So I got 4 into 25, 100 plus 10, 110 whole square is 12,100. So that is my required answer. Now is your 7.2 exercise. In this also your third question, first part. So this is little bit connected with your a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square formula identities, what we have done in your previous homework. So this is 12.5. If I separate 12.5, 12 plus 0.5. It's not necessary you write 12 plus 0.5. You can also 10 plus 2.5 also. It's up to you, because you have to make your calculation easier. So if I write 12 plus 0.4, you can also go with 10 plus 2.5. So it will be more easier for your calculation. So I apply a plus b whole square formula, first term square, second term square plus 2 times product of the two terms. So I got after calculation 156.25. Similarly 68 whole square. So I can write 70 minus 2 form, or you can also write 60 plus 8 form. your answer will be same. There will be no change in answer. It's up to you which type of identity you want to apply. That's why you can reduce your calculation. Here first term square, second term square, minus 2 into first term into second term. After calculation I get 4624. Now next is 91.5 whole square. So I split into two parts, 90 plus 1.5 whole square. After applying the formula, I got the answer 8372.25. Now in your fourth question, is same I just discussed with this. X square plus 1 by x square, you have given 223. You have to find the value of x plus 1 by x or x minus 1 by x whole square. If you have to find this value, plus sign is between that and squaring both terms square is given to you. So you apply the formula a plus b whole square, x plus 1 by x whole square gives you x square plus 1 by x square plus 2 into first term into second term. X will be cancelled, only 2 is left, and this value is given to you in my question. X square plus 1 by x is 223. You directly apply the value. Your required answer is 225, but you no need to find the square of this x plus 1 by x. You need only x plus 1 by x. So we take square root on both sides. So this 2 will be cancelled with this square root, and square root of 225 is the pair of 15 into 15, and that is 5. My answer is 5 plus 1 by x is 15. But if I have to find the value of x minus 1 by x whole square, so that is first term square plus second term square minus 2 into first term into second term. X will be cancelled, only 2 is left. This value is given to you in my question. X square plus 1 by x square is 223 minus 2 gives me 221. Next is your question number 5. So that is the same type we just discussed, is 2p minus 1 by 2p. Now I have a condition is given 3p minus 1 by 3p is equal to 9. First I will have to find the value of 9p square plus 1 by 9p square. If you look at this term, these terms are the square of these two terms, and second term is 81p4 plus 1 by 81p4. This is the square of this a part term. So first, for finding the b value, first you have to find the a value, then go further with the squaring. Now here 3p plus 1 by 3p is equal to 9. First squaring both sides, a minus b whole square formula, first term square plus second term square minus 2 into first term into second term, and 9 square give me 81, because when you are going to square, both left side and right side will be squaring with each other. 3p square give me 9p square plus 1 by 9p square, 81 minus 2 shift to another side give me 80c. So that is my required answer of a part. But if I have to find the 81p4, if you look at this term, 9p square, if you multiply this 2 times, so that give you 81p4, and this also square give you 81p4. So that means we have to continue from this equation. Now from a, 9p square plus 1 by 9p square is equal to 83. Again squaring both sides, first term square, second term square, then plus 2 into first term into second term is equal to 83 whole square. So first you have to write 9p square plus 1 by 9p square whole square into 83 whole square. So this will go first term square, second term square, this is 9p square. Second term square, 2 into first term into second term. This term will be cancelled, only 2 is left. That shift to another side. 83 square is 6889. Subtracted 2 from that gives you 6887. And if you find the square of this 9 square, p square is 4, p raised to power 4, and 9 square gives you 81, 1 by 81 p4. So that we want to find the value, that is 6887 is my required answer. Now in your sixth question, you have given x square plus y square value and x minus y value. You have to find the xy value. Both term will be come under the formula x minus y whole square. We apply the formula x minus y whole square, x square plus y square minus 2xy. So whatever values given to me, x square plus y square is 18, x minus y is 10. So 10, 100, and here minus 2xy. When you swap the term, 2xy changes negative to positive, and 18 when 100 goes on other side, minus 100. 18 minus 100 give me minus 82. Minus 82 divided by 2 give me minus 41. Now in your seventh question, you have to find the value of a plus b and a minus b. You have given a square plus b square 37 and ab. So both term comes in the formula a plus b whole square formula and a minus b whole square formula. So you apply the formula a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. A square plus b square term gives you 37 and ab is 1. 37 plus 2 is 39, but we don't need to find the square of a plus b. We need only binomial term a plus b. So we take square root on both sides. So ultimately my answer is root 39. Remember one thing, when there is a numeric term on this side, okay, and you take the square root, always we write positive and negative. Why we write positive and negative? Because if suppose term is in the negative form, when you go with the square, that will be same. So we go with the both condition of positive and negative. So a plus b is plus minus root 39. Similarly, a minus b, when you apply the formula, plus minus root 35. Now your 8th question, you have to just convert into this one, into your proper formula. You have different, right side is given to you and you have to convert into left side of the identity. If like a square plus 2a plus 1, if you first take 2 separate from that, a square plus 2 into first term is a and second term is 1. So you convert into formula, that is a plus b, first term plus second term whole square. Similarly, if 4x square minus 12x plus 9 is there, 4x is 2x whole square, 9 is 3 square. First from 12 you keep separate 2, so that is 6x. But here my first is 2x, second term is 3. So I need the combination of here. So 2 into 3. I open 6 further, 2 into 3. 2 company with x because that is my first term. And 3 is the only single term alone. So there is no company with x. So here first term, second term square, and in between that's 2 into first term into second term. So that will fulfill my required condition of a minus b whole square formula, because there is a negative sign. So we can directly first term minus second term whole square. So similarly, if I have a term 3p square minus 8 root 3p, then plus 16. Remember always one thing, when you are going to apply the formula of a plus b whole square or a minus b whole square, square of the two term always be positive, and that term is not in square, that will be either positive or negative. According to that sign, you have to apply a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square formula. Here if I separate 2 from that, that gives me 2 into 4 root 3p. But if I check for 16, 16 is only square of the 4 and 3p square. Here if root 3 is there, so that means if I multiply root 3 into root 3, so that gives me 3. So instead of 3, if I write root 3 and p square and take power 2, so that means that is the square of root 3p, because when you multiply root 3 2 times, 3 will be left and p 2 times p square. So this is the root 3p whole square, this is the 4 square, and minus 2 into first term into second term, multiply company with 2, first term into second term. So this fulfill my condition of a square minus 2ab plus b square. So I can directly write the left side of formula a minus b whole square, that is root 3p minus 4 whole square. Now your 4 by 9 a square plus 8 by 3 ab plus 4b square. So 4 by 9 a square plus 2 into, first we separate 2 from that, that is 4 by 3 a into b plus 4b square. So 4 by 9 is the square of 2 by 3. So I can write 2 by 3a whole square. So this I need 2 should be separate because my first term is 2 by 3a. So if I take separate 2 from that, 2 by 3a is considered as my first term. Then whatever 2 is left, that accompany with 2. Then I check with second term, is it 2b? Yes. Is it 2b whole square? So this is my first term, this is my second term. So first term square plus 2 times multiplication of first term into second term plus second term square. So this condition will fulfill my right side of a plus b whole square, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So I can directly write the left side of formula a plus b whole square, that is my first term is 2 by 3a plus 2b whole square. Thank you. Have a nice day.